And real quick, just make sure you don't touch any controls if you don't mind. If you're watching this, I'm going to go speaker view on you so you can check, so you can see me full screen on Zoom and things like that. And I'm sorry, on Zoom, you probably see me full screen, but on Facebook Live, you're going to be seeing this. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to be covering an opportunity presentation about a new company that came out just over a year ago called iBuumerang. And if you've ever thought about creating a secondary income without having to have a second job, you are in the right place at the right time. Now, one of the reasons that a lot of people jump on my calls a lot of times when I do Zooms is because I talk really fast. Like I can cover a lot of information in a quick period of time. If you're watching this on, Facebook, again, you can click the start the watch party. You can go through it. But we've seen some pretty incredible growth in a very, very short period of time since I've been in. We're breaking all kinds of records. We've got people that their incomes are increasing. Even through the entire lockdown, my income has gone up, which has been pretty amazing. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through quickly through a PowerPoint for you. It's actually the brand new presentation that they come out with that's really simplified this. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you. And I'm going to pull it up. And right here, should be right here. And then let me go full screen on this for you real quick, and we should be good to go. All right, so before I get started, obviously I'm going to be talking about making some income here, but I want to make sure you have a disclaimer ahead of time. This isn't a get rich quick. This is a legitimate business. This is something, though, if you don't do any work with it, you're not going to make any money. We have people that have covered pretty much the broad spectrum of what you can do in this type of business, everything from making no money because they got in and didn't apply themselves to people who have made pretty substantial money. You can even look online. You can see that they've already put press releases out. We've already had a person in our company that has earned 7 figures, and I didn't stutter. That's 7 figures of earnings, which is pretty amazing. Now, obviously, that's not the norm for the majority of people, and I don't want you to think that they're in any way that anything I go through will guarantee that. Okay, so what my objective is just kind of to talk fairly fast, give you some bullet points. You may have some questions afterwards. You can get back with the person who invited you on here, and they can kind of help you, steer you in the right direction, whether it's watching a video, going to a website, stuff like that. And we can make sure we get your questions answered. Because there's really a few people that, types of people are going to look at this. One, you're going to look and say, this is for me. I'm all in. How do I get started? And we'll take care of you. There's going to be people that have some questions. Maybe you're not sure about this thing. And there are going to be people that are looking at this or watching this. This is definitely not for you. No problem. Appreciate your time. Thank you for being on here. Okay, so let me jump into this. I got to shrink myself up here in the top right corner so I can see my screen completely. Okay, here's the thing. Time for you to take control. Now, I'll tell you what, if you have not experienced what everybody else is going on in the entire probably planet right now, especially here in the United States, that you better have a secondary income of some sort. This, again, might not be for you, but many people have jumped on board because we have a very simple model that's unlike anything that's been out there, I believe, in the industry. And I've seen quite a few things. I've been in the home business model, I guess you say. I've used it for close to 23 years, and it's an income that I was in the bar business, didn't know what I was going to do with my life, and somebody introduced me to something, and I got started in that, and I realized that there was a completely different way of thinking. Okay, so you may want to consider again that this is something for you. Now, our mission is to basically provide an opportunity without selling. Now, this is a big unique thing that I believe that we bring to the table is we are a technology company first and foremost. Now, you are going to see some verticals, some businesses, some things that we offer, we call them verticals, that allow you to participate in our model of increasing your income. But in most cases, in almost every case, you're not having to sell anything to anybody, okay? So really, if you look at, or if you've ever been introduced to direct selling, networking, home-based business of any kind, you've ever been in op meetings, on the left-hand side, you're seeing that in most cases, customers typically pay more for products they can get on Amazon or, at Walmart, for goodness sakes, cheaper than they can. And most of them charge more in a business model because they're justifying commissions. Our model, the new modern era here, is that we only make money when we have customers save money, and it's free for customers to use our services. This is an important thing, and it's going to show you real quick how quickly you can grow a business with this. Now, the people that started our company, I'm not going to take a lot of time on this page right here, but top left corner, 1990, Holton Buggs has been labeled as, we would call him the Michael Jordan of the direct selling networking industry, because no one has ever earned more money from a single position as a distributor in the history of our profession. Okay. And I think the important thing is here is he started like everybody else who basically didn't make any money in their career path if they tried to do networking. Okay. He developed some systems in place. And I think some of these people right here are global master ambassador, T. Gray, our operations people, our marketing people, our travel experts, our officers are some of the most brilliant minds that you could ever bring together in one place. Here's the important thing and why this is important of this cast of characters, I guess you could say in a good way, a polite way, is that Holton himself supported over 45 people in becoming millionaires before, okay? And again, our company was founded in March of 2019, officially launched in September. Now, what happened is our team created a concept to make the future of business easier. Now, here's where I think this differentiates us and why our hashtag just different is so important, is we have created a technology called the Prive. It's a perpetual residual income builder, meaning you do some work today, you continue to get paid again and again and again on it. But here's the important thing. This technology does the heavy lifting for you and I, okay? Now, how it works in most traditional businesses, right here on the thing, a traditional business that you basically, a lot of people want to be self-employed because they'd like to have control of their lives. And typically though, is if you own a key to your business, you're pretty much just a glorified employee that's taken on more responsibility. And I've done I've covered just about every one of these things. I've never purchased a franchise, but they do have benefits there. But what we've created with the Prive is our system, our technology does the follow-up for you, primarily most of the selling, any upselling, cross-selling of other verticals we have. It does training for our team for you. It upgrades business, people that come in and do different things and they might want to grow their, other verticals quicker. It does all that for us. Okay. Yes, we point people in the right direction, but I've never seen in the 23 years that I've been involved a model that made this much sense. Now, how we're doing this and how people are getting introduced to the Prive, okay? And I'll slow down in some important parts, and this is one of them, is what we do is we've used travel as our first flagship vertical just to introduce people to basically become what you would call clients or leads in fact, okay? Just not complicated here. And what we do is we've offered them a travel platform exactly like every other travel platform you've seen out there for free so that they can they've created a free membership, which introduces them and they are now part of the Prive. And let me show you how that works. Now, the reason we chose travel as our flagship thing is, again, we are a technology company. We are not a travel business. We are a technology company. This is really, really important that you catch this, because travel is just the kind of loss leader that everybody uses. It's the largest industry out there. It does $8 trillion a year. I mean, just in the United States alone, I think we do almost 3 billion a day in travel. And regardless of what's going on right now, I can guarantee you that things are going to ramp up even quicker and faster. And they've expected, before any of the stuff that we just experienced go through, they've said that they believe the travel industry will go from 8 to 16 trillion in the next 5 to 10 years. So there's more money in the travel space you can possibly ever think of. And what we do is we give people the same type of inventory that they can choose, except since we're not spending millions of dollars in advertising to acquire customers, we pass on that savings to customers. Now, here's the important thing. I'm gonna sneak up closer to the camera so you can see my face. The important thing here is this, is we give something to somebody for free. They set up a free membership. They go and look for travel, whether it's a hotel, a flight, rental car, week, cruise, you name it. And when they save money, because collectively we can usually beat all these other services, when they save money, you make 50% on what they save, not what they spent, but what they save. So let me make this slide make sense to you if you've been following. So on Expedia, the exact apples to apples comparison, same weekend, same hotel, same room, everything out, tax title out the door. On Expedia, it was $339 per night. Our iGo platform, so somebody got a free membership, went there, did the shopping, 178 for the same exact price. Which would you rather pay, 339 or 178? Now, if you referred, let's say, me to this, and that was me as a customer of yours for free again, I became a free customer, you would have made it's $161 savings. That means that you would have made 50% of the 161. So you're putting around $80 into your pocket for doing nothing more than simply referring something free to somebody to set up a free account. Once they've set that free account up, it's theirs for life. Use it when they want. Can we beat everybody every single time? No, that's not even realistic. But can we in almost all cases? Yes, and that's the important thing. And I'm not going to take a lot of time on this, but everywhere you see savings, picture putting 50% of that in your pocket. Like these are actual iGo customers, okay? And I personally have saved, my wife and I have saved nearly $2,000+ on our own travel bookings just by using our own platform ourselves, that somebody, that we got involved with, okay? I get here, this was a savings of $1,300. If you would have referred that person right here, which was Ruben, you'd make 50% of that. If you'd have done this one of Ian, you'd have made 50% of that and 50% of that. So you get the idea. And there's no cap on how many people you can refer to this platform. We have people that have acquired a handful of customers, and we have people in our business who have acquired thousands of these customers by referring these free memberships to them, okay? So think about this. You're building an inventory of people that are using these services. And we offer just about everything you think of, which are 5-star places pretty much, 5-star lifestyles at 3-star prices, okay? Hotels, rental cars, cruises, flights, homes, weeks, markets. And there's a lot of other perks on here as well. Golf memberships, things like that. Again, we're offering it to people free to be a member of this, this whole platform. And then that kind of gets them in the front door for other things. So the play on words that we have with the name of our company, iBuumerang, is if somebody said, hey, what do you do for a living? You could say, well, iBuumerang. What the heck is that? Well, I throw out savings and money comes back in a nutshell. How easy is it to set somebody up with one of these memberships? Check this out. So basically what happens is somebody gets a smart code, they generate the code, send it to them with the, QR codes, they activate the website, and they're your customer for life. Now we have two ways that people can use our platform. One, you could be an ambassador, which means you paid a membership fee to do this as a business, okay? And you don't have to, obviously, or we call each other ambassadors, or you can just be a customer. Now, as an ambassador, you get the full savings since there's no referral having to be paid out necessarily on that full, dollar to apples to apples comparison. But with the iGo platform, you're basically making, the savings off of what the customer made, you get paid for the referral. And just like everything else we've ever referred, if you've ever referred Facebook, somebody to Instagram, somebody to Uber, somebody to Lyft, somebody to any of these platforms you can think of, you are probably never compensated for that. So that's kind of what's important here. Okay. Now, one of the other verticals that we have that's coming out is we have our next major vertical that just got launched. So somebody became part of our customer base by getting a free membership here. But now, because they're part of the Prive, what I mentioned at the beginning is we're a technology company. One of the fastest growing segments of travel is the rideshare, drive-share industry. We launched our own rideshare company called Vibe. Now, Vibe's right now currently only in a handful of markets, but it is rapidly growing. Now, what's important to understand about this, and you're totally familiar with the rideshare industry already, okay? There are a few ways people can earn in Vibe. One, somebody could just be a driver. If somebody wanted to drive because they've already been driving for some other rideshare companies, why not put that as part of the portfolio, okay? That's totally, they can do that. But here's where the big picture gets kind of branches out for you if you think, is you have the ability with our platform to refer people to become drivers, and you actually earn off of the fares that they take. That's what this one is right here in the middle. And check this out. You also can refer other people to become riders, and you earn every time they ride, a little portion of that. Think about that for a second. And it's free to get these people to be drivers. It's free to get them to be drivers. It's free for us to get them as riders. Okay, so we're building a customer base. Now let's walk you through this. A driver would earn about 75% of the distance and time charges after their first 50 rides. Okay, so they just get a better pro rata share on that as it goes. Okay, the next part I showed you on that is you could refer drivers. If you do the math on this right here, this should keep you up tonight. If you referred 10 people for free to become drivers, and they said an average, because a lot of these people, there's a lot of people that do the gig economy, what we call it, of a part-time income, right? And they pick different things. This is one of the biggest, is if you had 10 drivers that average $50,000 a year in all their fares, that'd be 500 grand between the 10 drivers, and they pay out to the drivers or to us, you and I, 3%. That means you would have put 15 grand that year into your pocket. Hypothetically, of course, this is just an example, so you can do your own math. Grab a calculator, grab a pen and paper, write this down so you can do this, take a screenshot. But if you think about that, how many drivers do you want to get for free that you earn every time they're driving? That's insane. Oh, and by the way, how many riders would you like to earn off of that are out there riding? I have personal friends that got rid of their vehicles years ago, and all they do is rideshare. Okay, so check this out. We're going to start in the far left. You've got 10 riders that you referred. They have a thing in our platform where they're allowing riders to refer other riders, but because those 10 wouldn't be here without you, they fall under you as the collective, which means if 10 riders referred five riders, they earn a free ride. So there's a benefit there. That means you just added 50 more riders. Well, if this 50 got their 5, that would multiply out hypothetically to 250. Collectively, 250, 50, and 10 is 310 riders. That's what's on the right-hand side. And let's say they average per month just $50 in rides. That means that $15,500 or and you made 3% of that, you would have, just by referring a few riders who referred a few riders and so on, collectively, you would have earned an additional $5,500, again, hypothetically. Think about that for a second. All you did was have somebody download an app, put in your code, so you got credit for it. We have all been doing this type of business for years and years and years, but it has never been done like we're doing it. That's why we are just different. We are offering people the ability to get paid more ways without having to sell anything. Okay. Back to the customer of the travel platform. Check this out. The customer acquisition model, I mentioned the 50%. Let's just do the math on those customers. They're showing that the average annual savings is about $600 per year per customer that uses our platform. That means if you referred 10 new customers that got the iGo, became travel customers, went through, that's $6,000 in annual savings. That means hypothetically, of course, that would put an additional $3,000 in your pocket annually because you're earning 50% of the savings. I just showed you 2 verticals that are extremely easy to refer people to because, again, you're not having to sell anybody anything. You're not having to convince them anything. You're not having to change buying habits or come up with a new ailment that they have to do. We're not pushing products on friends and family, that kind of thing. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Okay, I take supplements out the wazoo from different networking companies and things like that. But from a business standpoint, you're looking at probably the easiest model you've ever seen. The other thing too is you can earn as much money as you'd like, as you put forth and do what we've set out to do or put together for you by just gathering customers only. There are plenty of people in our company that's all they do is acquire customers because they're building it's a customer acquisition model of our technology to bring these customers on board that the Prive upsells them different things. However, there is another part to this you may be interested in. It's called a team builder model. Again, totally optional, but every time somebody joins our business as a team member, a TSA, and they purchase one of the packs I'm about to show you on how somebody can get involved, you can earn up to 15% on that package. And we have another commission structure. I'm not going to go into any of this in detail that pays up to that. And you can see right here, I'm not even going to say it out of my mouth. we have a cap on it weekly of over nearly $250,000 right there. How to get started? Real simple. You got $49.95. Somebody can become a member. Okay. You get a customer site. You get boomerangs to send, which are the codes. I'll explain that. You get 25 referral commissions, and you get your access to the interactive presentation. Now, what's nice about this is, in addition to the 49, most people choose to do this as a business, take this a little higher. We purchase packages called either coach, business, or first class. And you can see the differences right here. The dollar amounts to purchase these packages to become involved are anywhere from $250, $500 to $1,000. And obviously, the more you get, the more bang for your buck at the $1,000. You can come in and build your business up to $250, and you can make as much money as on the customers as you'd like. Okay. You're good to go. You can do what you want. Same thing with business. This is just a personal preference of what you'd like to do. There are different benefits for each package. The majority of people I see that are really taking this serious and jumping in are going all in with the first class at the $1,000 level, because you get more codes to give out. Again, this is how we get the free customers, is we purchase the codes. We get a higher percentage in bonuses, and you earn up to 20% in dual team. Okay. So it's real simple. So I'm going to kind of close this out. I got a couple things. We're going to finish with the disclaimer, and then I'm going to jump back in front of you. Is, again, anything I showed you on here is not a guarantee of ability to earn money or anything with our program. Your results are going to absolutely vary. Okay. So let me jump off that, stop share screen, go face to face with you real quick, and finish this out with you. So here's what I'm going to tell you right now, is that the majority of people who are taking a look at this thing are getting involved. After all, why wouldn't you want to create a secondary income without getting a second job? Do it part-time with who you want, when you want, by building this business, referring people to it. And what I've seen, which is kind of incredible, is the growth of what our company has done. And let me give you some numbers to see if anybody's jumping in. Are we crazy here? Is this something that you've never heard of before that just doesn't make sense? Or is this something exciting and you want to be a part of? Our numbers in just the first 12 months, we had over 45,000 people worldwide in nearly 120 countries join our company. We have acquired in that period, we acquired over 500,000 customers. We're now almost 800,000 customers acquired. Do you know what that also does to us? With 800,000 customers acquired, that gives our company more and more leverage for more and more verticals to come over. And the power of what we're doing is we're using the iGo platform to give away that free membership so that somebody can become a free member. Once they become a free member, the Prive does the heavy lifting. The Prive, again, stands for Perpetual Residual Income Builder. And here's what I'm going to leave you with. Maybe I might just keep talking. But if you've never experienced residual income, it's the most powerful thing out there. Residual income means you do some work today, but continue to get paid again and again and again and again. Most people in today's day and age are working a job, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. I'm not putting jobs down or anything like that. But what's happening is you are trading dollars for hours. Okay. Now, some of you watching this would like to also potentially be wealthy, meaning having more money left at the end of the month than in reverse. Wealth is typically, they basically have pointed out that wealth is typically created through people at work or money at work, which is leverage. We have all of those abilities to do that here. We have all of those things in place right here. You have the ability to acquire customers one time that you continue to get paid and paid again and again on. You have the ability for those customers to acquire customers that you have the ability to get paid and paid. There's leverage. You have the ability to build a team if you wanted to take this thing a little more serious, because you also override the customers that those people on your team acquire. This is such a powerful model. This is why I got introduced to this model 23 years ago, found it to be a way that I was just going to create a few $100s extra a month to get out of my bartending career. That's what I did. I was a bouncer and a bartender many years ago. But when I started to really realize the potential this had, I became a student of the game. I got involved in something. I learned some skills, some very simple skills. I invited people to watch presentations. That's all I did. Really, all this business that you have to do is two simple things. You invite people to save money on something they're probably already going to spend money on, and you invite other people if you'd like to. If you'd like to build a team and create more leverage, you invite people to watch a presentation just like I'm giving you right here. Every time that you do that, you get the ability, you have the ability to go out there and create assets. In my opinion, getting customers is like having an asset. Okay. Getting people involved in the team is like having an asset. It's just like, why is Coca-Cola so successful? Why is Coke such a massive, massive company? Do they have necessarily Coke stores? Nope. You know what they have? They have distribution outlets everywhere. Now, will one Coke machine sell more than another Coke machine? Absolutely. I mean, if you put it at a public pool, it's going to crank it out. If you put it at a gas station in the middle of the desert, it might sell 1 or 2 cans. That's all the way I've always pictured this. So you have the ability to do something part-time if you'd like, or full-time. Okay. I don't like to do anything necessarily full-time. I like to create a full-time income with part-time hours. And there's a big, big difference in that, because a lot of people go, oh, well, you do this full-time. Nope, I don't do anything full-time. You know what I do? I wake up when I'm done sleeping, because I made a choice a year ago to get involved with this opportunity. I started to talk to a few people to become customers. I started to talk to a few people about becoming TSAs because this business model made sense, and they jumped on board and we got involved, and we really have done very well. And a lot of the people that we've gotten involved have done very well. Now, the last thing I want to leave you with, and this is the last thing, is if you know anybody, because of the timing of doing this presentation right now, that has graduated in 2020, the company is actually doing some special things for graduates, because the leadership, the community and culture that our company has is second to none. And I believe that has created the environment for the success of why people are winning so big in our company. Because if you can bring the desire to the table, but you create the opportunity and environment for people to take advantage of that, that's when you have something special. That's why we're just different, and that's why we're growing so quickly. But they have a special going on now for people who have just graduated in the year 2020 graduates, because they pretty much got the shaft for all the things and things like that you should get with the person who got you on here to ask them about that if you know anybody that they're setting them up with businesses or this exact model at a pretty significant discount. Okay. And it doesn't apply for you and I that have been out for many, many years potentially. But for a lot of people, it could really help them create something on the side that might, kind of get them excited about entrepreneurship and things like that. So here's what I kind of tell you in closing is get back with the person that got you to take a look at this. Okay. Tell them you want to join either as a customer, say, hey, set me up with one of those platforms. Maybe you just want to be a driver, set me up with the driver code, boom, they can get that to you real quick. You activate it and they take care of it from there. Or more importantly, if you're interested in becoming what we call a TSA, get with the person who got you on here. They'll give you a link. You can literally go online, you set it up. You can literally build this business entirely from your phone. I am not kidding. You can build it entirely from your phone, mobile. I have done it for a year and a half. I have not done one single in-person presentation to date since I've been in this thing. And I have not done one single hotel or home meeting in this. I'm not saying that's the way to do it. And some people do meetings, and I will do hotel meetings eventually. But primarily, I've done it on my computer and my phone by sending texts, inviting people to watch videos, inviting people to watch presentations. And I'm telling you, when you can create a residual income because you're helping people save money on something they're spending, there's no ducking away from them when you run into them later because they spent money on a product that maybe didn't work or anything like that. It's a completely different mindset. It gives you the confidence to go out there and share this opportunity with people. It gives them the confidence that you can build something that's an asset for you for years and years and years and years to come. So you've seen something right now that is unique, that is just different. And I would tell you that you should definitely get involved if you want to see this. Do not be that person that looks back on this a year from now and wonders, wishes they would have gotten in early, because you're looking at early right now, but we are growing at a rapid pace. We are growing at a rapid pace. So I really want to say thank you so much for everybody jumping on here. If you've got questions, again, get with the person who got you on here that can direct you to some information. some things that you can watch, and so on, that they can help you answer any questions you might have. So thanks again for being on here. And if you'll do today what others won't, you can live tomorrow like others can't. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. And I'll see you around. Thanks.